I decided that I was going to immerse myself into the book industry if I'm going to write a book and be a publisher. And so I decided to volunteer at my local library. They asked for volunteers, and I thought, what a great opportunity. And I went through a training process. We spent a couple hours learning about where the sections were in the library. We had to do a background check. I mean, volunteers at your local library are people that, they're around children. They got to be checked out. And so I did a background check, the whole thing. So I was approved, and today was my first day. And let me tell you, first of all, librarians are just the best, okay? Some of the smartest people you will ever know, and they were wonderful. I'm only laughing because the experience was great. All I had to do was, they had a cart of books that needed to be shelved. And so I went and did it. But what I didn't realize, that it's a workout. I sweated. I got sweat. I'm sweating. And that's because you have to get up and down off the floor. You have to, because I don't use a stool. I'm not using a stool, right? So I'm not very good at squatting, but I had to do a couple squats. And then I decided, well, I'm just going to sit down on the floor, shelve these books, and get up. So I was up and down off the floor. I don't know the last time I did that. I shelved the books, but these books are compressed tight so that you can see everything. And so I'm shoving these books in, and then you have to straighten them up so that the books are right on the shelf toward the front. And they were explaining that this is a psychological thing, that I didn't think about this, but you're more accepting or excited or something. You respond more positively when you see shelves and the books all lined up. And so I was doing that. So I'm pulling and pushing on these really compressed shelves, and I'm getting them on the floor again. They only asked for 3 hours a month, an hour at a time. I was only in there for an hour. And by the end of it, my lower back, I'm sweating, I'm pushing. I'll be sore tomorrow. And I thought, oh my gosh, I never thought this was going to be a great workout too. Like, I've got to get limber to be a librarian. Well, library volunteer. But the shout out to all the people who work in a library and have to do this every day for 8 hours a day. I mean, I can't imagine how strong you are. Imagine if you didn't have the carts. But the other thing that I have to do as well is, if I see a book that's out of place, I have to take it out. They put it on a certain cart. And that way it may be a book that they've lost, or maybe a book that, they haven't lost, but they're able to put it back in the right place, but it gives them data. So I'm just fascinated how the library system works. I've only 1 hour is all I've done so far. So anyway, shout out to librarians and libraries. I've always been a patron, and now I'm a volunteer. And so I'm going to, try to pay more attention to some of the books that I come across, or maybe some of the things I see other people in the library reading, or maybe duplicate books that are popular as I go along with this. But I thought I'd add that to this journey, because if you're going to do something, you need to learn it, immerse yourself. I get the whole focus. If you want success, then you need to really focus on your goal. And I'd like to be part of the book industry, so that's why I'm doing this. And I'm going to be soaking in Epsom salts later.